Player ranking, so funny.
I know. It just,
You're like, what?
It feeds families.
That doesn't make sense. But
feeds families.
But we'll talk about it. We'll do it. All right, guys, let's have a good show here, shall we? Not up to us. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Beep, 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 beep. Let's go. Beep, beep, beep.
Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. We got a great show for you today. The Ringer 100 is out. Let's argue about it.
I'm so mad.
Or happy.
I couldn't believe it.
I can't believe it. I don't know. We'll go through that. We'll also talk about Jokic's reign because he goes up against another guy who was challenging that for a while. No longer even considered. Be honest, they're like, oh yeah, he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
Also, Paul George is giving up podcasting. It inspired me.
To give up podcasting?
I'm done, baby.
Oh, yes.
I'm done.
Oh, you're focusing on winning a championship
focus,
too?
Man.
This is incredible.
And of course, we're going to preview the Nuggets and the Bucks. Something good always happens when Nuggets-Bucks match up. We are in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. You guys are in the Toyota chat. Go ahead and share some notes there for you. Brennan Vogt's in the house.
Brennan Vogt started feeling sick right before we went online.
The most Vogt moment of all time. He was here. He was on time. As soon as Kale said we're going live, he's like, you might have to do the show without being ran out.
There's like a 70% chance. There's like a 70% chance he's pregnant. You know what I mean?
There is a 70% chance.
He has really loose morals.
Well, I hope he's back in 20 seconds because he's first up for game notes. But anyway, I've got D-Line Co here.
Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, I'm ready to serve when called upon. If you want me to go puke, I mean, whatever the show needs, I'll do it, man.
We should come up with some things you would not want to do, just because to see how good of a soldier you are.
Go on the Rapid show.
You won't do it?
Just kidding. I would go on the Rapid show.
Superstar Dev is in the building.
I'm excited for this matchup. I truly do love the Jokic, Giannis.
I know. Dynamic,
man. Like that. I really do feel like that's his one true rival. I really do.
Well, plus, like, we saw the greatest thing ever, the greatest sporting event ever, Giannis Jokic, that we'll never, ever stop talking about. We saw it in Belgrade. We were better than you. We were there. You weren't.
Stark Arena. Oh, my God. 2022.
It's not even called Stark Arena anymore. Now it's just called the Belgrade Arena.
Well, at the time, it was called Stark Arena. So
that's back then. That's old stuff. You guys wouldn't understand it.
The Nuggets, man, I will say this. The Nuggets didn't play for 2 days. Glad they got a little rest.
I know.
Felt like forever, man.
I know.
Didn't it feel like a whole offseason happened?
Yes, it's. I feel as though I need minimum 2 days off every weekend in a row to get back on track from sitting at a computer. Yet I demand the Nuggets play nightly or at least every other night. I don't appreciate their rest.
You're in luck though because this is the beginning of 3 games in 4 nights, all on the road with travel in between. So yeah, that's kind of gonna suck. But at least we'll get to watch the Nuggets. Vogt's not here. I'm gonna call on D-Line. You give us the game notes.
Oh God. I've been prepping for this my entire life.
Calm down. You got this.
All right, let me try. Okay, injury report. Who's in, who's out? Let's find out. Trey Alexander out for the Denver Nuggets.
Where's he?
2A assignment. He's in the G League. Vlatko Čančar out. Left knee surgery, rehabilitation.
Okay. I wonder when he's back.
Dude, I don't know. We've been seeing some things. We've been seeing online. It looks like it's not maybe as far away as possible.
Although we've also seen video of Deron Holmes. I haven't seen a Vlatko mixtape, have you?
No. And Deron Holmes is actually working out. I even seen that he practiced. You don't see anything with Vlatko.
Well, that reminds me. Deron Holmes out.
Okay.
Right Achilles tendon. So we have Aaron Gordon probable, Jamal Murray probable, Peyton Watson, of course, still out. But I imagine those two will probably play. For Milwaukee, we've got Giannis. Let me see. Let me try this one. Ant Ekupa Kopo. Giannis Antetokounmpo, probable left calf string. Pat Connaughton, out. He's going back to the town. And Bobby Portis out for team suspension, a.k.a.
doping. Yeah. Isn't that the second? He's had one before, right?
Yeah.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he had one a couple years back, and this is the second time.
Yeah,
but maybe I'm wrong.
This one was out of his control.
I'm sure maybe it was.
This is the first time. This is the first game we've had between these two this season. This is the first game of a back-to-back, and the they play the Detroit Pistons on Friday. Do the Nuggets, so we'll see. They're on a little East Coast swing.
Yeah. It is always fun, though. You mentioned Jokic versus Giannis. Nuggets Bucks have mirrored each other a little bit in that the Bucks more so than the Nuggets have been pushed out of the limelight. It's actually kind of crazy how much it's happened because it's not like they're bad. 32-25. They haven't been incredible, but they are. Whenever people talk about them, and I put myself in this category, we talk about the Eastern Conference. It's like Boston and Cleveland, and we'll see about the Knicks, Pacers. They're thrown in the other bin. You still got Giannis. I still think this is something. They won 4 in a row, but they lost to Houston on Tuesday, 100-97. That's a fine loss on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't forget, they now are featuring a player called Kyle Kuzma.
Oh, that's right. Kuz is in the building.
Kuz is in the building. We're going to go see what they're able to see. They also added Jericho Sims and Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr., your guy.
Giannis,
by the way, has been trying to hype him, man. And you know what? He said something better. He goes, I don't want to say this for him, but he seems like a guy that I think just needed someone to love him. And I thought, oh, man, Giannis.
He probably did.
He did.
He's just, and he's also like one of those one-on-one type of players, so he probably does think he's like super good.
NBA players love one-on-one guys.
Yeah, he's like, why did this never pan out? And then he's going to see very soon why. Also, the Kyle Kuzma it just doesn't make sense.
You think?
But also, I think Kuzma's better than what people give him credit for.
I was going to say, he's kind of good.
No, he's totally good. It's just he's been like, he was on the Lakers, so we couldn't acknowledge that he was good. And then he went to the Wizards, where
you didn't even want to win. So this is a new look.
That's so true.
This is a new look Bucks team, like truly.
Nobody gets hyped up more than Lakers players, and no one gets hyped down more than Wizards players.
Well, I would say potentially the Utah Jazz, where he also spent some time, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so.
That's a big tamp down area.
What are you looking for tonight, Dev? How does this game need to go for Denver to win?
I'm looking for. We always talk about the defense. I'm looking for guys for the Nuggets to actually go off, like for Jokic to be very aggressive and to score a lot of points. I also think that Jamal is going to be able to score a lot of points. This Bucks team, they allow a lot of points per game. Like if you ever just want to attack, it's a team like the Bucks who are not like an offensive or a defensive team. They're just kind of a middle of the pack. So I do think that this is going to be a personal game. I like the matchups that we see with Jokic and Giannis each time. I like the Jamal and Dame Lillard dynamic, and now they add a Kyle Kuzma to the mix where maybe he matches up with Aaron Gordon. It just seemed kind of parallel in a way of having like a trio that you really could get going, but wanting to shoot the 3-ball with Michael Porter Jr. too. So I think it's the starters for me.
Yeah, and my feeling on why they've fallen out of the limelight is that, number one, this is what the NBA, we're already feeling it here, would love to do with the smaller market teams, just to make you forget that they exist so they stop paying attention. But like they really painted themselves into a corner in the last several years with some pretty, I would say, disastrous moves between coaches and then getting rid of the ultimate NBA champion. They've just made like a bunch of bad moves. We'll see it seems like maybe they've been boosted by this recent crop of guys they brought in, but it just kind of feels like they're a team that their glory days are behind them.
Yeah, Adam, my question is this a game that you're like, is this a challenge for the Nuggets? Like, do you think it's like if they win this one, does it go back to like they finally got a win under their belt? Like,
I just compared them. I said people are always comparing him to the Pacers. To me, this one would be like the Pacers win. This one would be. But if you get 2 of them in a row, especially as you start out a road trip, there is a seriousness to it. You went on the road, you got 2 wins. That could have gone either way, like 50-50 games. So to me, absolutely it would. I am curious if Michael Malone goes with any kind of rotational changes. I mean, it's silly to think, but I have been advocating for, and this while we're waiting for Peyton to get back, do you try out a Pickett? Well, guess what? They're very close to Grand Rapids. In fact, they'll fly over Grand Rapids en route to Detroit tonight. So, you straddle the line there. And you guys saw the fellas, including Pickett, went to watch Grand Rapids play last night, which is kind of a cool thing. I kind of like that. I have to imagine that moment was cool for Pickett. He spent a year down there, 1.5 years down there, and to be able to now go with the fellas to your old, you know what I mean? Like, There's something to like. In another world, he could have been playing in that game, and now it's like, nah, I'm one of the guys finally.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the starting 5 is out, and it's exactly who you expect.
Yeah. Tonight, I think Jokic shoots threes tonight. You know, he does, generally speaking, against this drop coverage. He should have some opportunity. So I hope he brought his three ball. That would be the thing I'm looking for. The Ringer, ever heard of it? They have a top 100 list they always put out of NBA players where they try to rank everybody. And what do you know? Nikola Jokic, number one, once again. And the write-up on him, undisputed. You know, just undisputed number one. Here's something, and I can't remember who brought this up. I apologies. Maybe somebody will refresh my memory. It was on a high-profile podcast, but I don't remember which one it was, where they were saying, if you look at the history of the league, Jokic's been the best player in the NBA, I think easily 2003, 4, 5, and easily 3 years, but I think you could make the case that in 2021 and 22 as well, but let's call it 3 years. It's actually pretty rare that a player is the best player in the NBA for 3 years. I'll say undisputed for 3, disputed for 5. But 3 years, LeBron was in the league for a long time. He was the guy. Jordan was in the league for a long time. He was the guy. There's little gaps in there where you're like, is Tim Duncan technically the best player for a year or two? The fact that Jokic has 3 years and counting as the guy, if you just line that up, forget MVP, just line up who was the best player. Jokic is visible on the timeline in a way that I think is like almost underappreciated.
It's completely underappreciated. That really sums up the entire Nikola Jokic experience. Brendan Vogt just revealed, or came out of the doorwell. He looks worse for the wear, I would say.
Wow.
He had a real sick face on.
He has no clothes on.
Yeah, what happened to your clothes, bro? Dang.
What the hell happened?
What is going on?
You just vomited?
Yeah, stay away.
Brendan
Stay
Vogt
away.
just...
From nothing? You just came in and just vomited?
Just went and puked it up. I guess that means, but Brendan probably had like a little too much for lunch. Maybe he's trying to work on the old figure. Anyway, hope you're feeling better, brother.
Look, the question was about undisputed 3 times.
Three years minimum right now that Jokic has the crown.
Yeah,
and
no
like I said,
question.
how many players have been undisputed for 3 years? I'll bet you it's like 7. Because even Shaq overlapped with MJ a lot. Then, you know, you have Kobe, you have Duncan, you have some guys. Shaq was probably 3 years that he was the top guy. You know, it's pretty rare, is my point.
It is. I mean, it's rare to say that Nikola Jokic is rare. Is to say, the
obvious.
Yes, that's the most obvious statement about him. There's just nothing. He's like nothing anyone has ever seen. That's why no one can put him, like, no one knows how to deal with him. Like, there's just so many things you get with Nikola Jokic where you're like, all right, he is dominant in every single way, except for the ways that we expect him to be dominant. It throws us all off. Like, he's not a rim protector, obviously. He's a below the rim defender. He's an amazing passer. I mean, he doesn't act like a center acts in people's minds. And so it just like throws them into this like insane. They just don't know what to do with it. So, but yeah, I mean, he's the best. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, Nikola Jokic is in very rare company when it comes to everything about basketball. Like a 3-time MVP, there's not many people that are doing that. He breaks a new record every single time, whether it be in a single game or single season or like career, like at this moment in time type of thing. But like if you put his name to where he's at, it's literally with the best of the best that has ever been. Like every single like statistic is matching, not since this person or now he is that barometer every single time. Like it's insane the run that he's in right now. And to say undisputed for 3 years straight, there's really not many. I would say 3. You said 7. It's probably about 3. 4.
Yeah, because like Magic and Bird, you could go back and forth. You know, Kareem, I think Kareem had a long run.
People got to choose. Like maybe it's not him. Like for you to say undisputed at a time that a lot of those other players are still playing is insane. Like when it's all said and done, you're going to go through the list of the best players that's ever touched a basketball. They're all going to be at the same time that Jokic was out there, and he was the best of all of them.
And what's great is, what's his best season to date? This one. He's 30. There's a real chance that Jokic is number 1 on the Ringer 100 list for the next 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, that's LeBron obviously had a run like that. And when you get to that point, then you can start to say, man, it's been 4 players ever to be able to wear the crown for that long. I think to do that, the team's probably going to have to win, but we'll see. Jamal Murray pops in at 31. feel like he's always one of the toughest people. Because
is.
if they did this a month ago, he might have been 41.
Dude, if
If they do it a month from now, he might be 21.
if they did it during the first week of the season, he would not have been on the list. And
He's
now I'm
behind.
like, he's not in the top 5. What are we doing? Like, it's insane.
He's behind Darius Garland, Ja Morant, Kyrie Irving. De'Aaron Fox got the nod ahead of him, which I
Dude.
feel like De'Aaron Fox is an interesting one right now.
He should be 20. It's like right there. It is where this list starts to get soft. Tyrese Halliburton and Sabonis right in there. It's like,
Maxey behind him, Harden behind him,
bro,
LaMelo
Maxey should be
Ball.
above Jamal, I think.
So like
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting.
But you also talked about it, and I think that that's the same argument when it comes to Nuggets fans. It's very hard to gauge if he's good or not. Like,
Yeah.
he's clearly really good that they put him at 31 despite the playoff run and despite how he looks, over the summer and to start the year. But then you see this run that he's ripped off right now, and you're like, he's one of the best doing it. But we can't just negate the fact that all those other things
I can.
happen.
I don't
so
care.
I think that's where there's so much frustration when it comes to Jamal. Because like you talked about, if it was for the new year, he would be in the top 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get that respect because he doesn't want that respect, or he would
Or
come
he hasn't earned it.
He would come into the year in shape, or come in with that same mindset of I'm just going to take over.
What I find interesting is that Michael Porter Jr. comes in at 55 while Aaron Gordon's at 57. This is the first time MPJ has been above Aaron Gordon. And then what I love about this, who is Michael Porter always linked to for some reason? OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. They come in at 56 and 58. So it goes MPJ, OG, AG, Mikal Bridges.
Those are all the same players.
They're like all kind of
Different
They're
ways.
just like a different interpretation of a kind of that.
They're
type of
always
player.
going to be attached too. They're just like, well, we can't forget these guys, like right by him. But I mean, he finally gets the nod, like
Yeah.
to go above other players. Aaron Gordon's, I do think healthy comes into it.
It definitely does. I was going to say, like, that's another player that if he had been healthy all year, I would be irate, but I get it.
But here's the thing. Tracking it throughout the year, they did this every month. 59, 59, 58, 60, 57. He hasn't really moved. In fact, he's moved up.
Yeah, they haven't been paying attention. It's fine. I mean, come on.
Some people you go over.
What's that?
Some people you just go over.
You just kind of like Aaron
What
Gordon.
was
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon's? Or that was Aaron Gordon's
Yeah.
numbers? What about Michael Porter's? Has he went up and down?
He's up. He's on a big up kick right now, which is kind of funny because the last 3 have not been so
He's been
great.
like absolutely down. It turns
love
out
these things so much.
I know, and it really is just feel. It just at the end, everybody gets mad that their guy doesn't get respect, and like honestly, that's correct. It really is a reflection of what the overall picture of your team is.
But wait, there's more.
What?
There's one more player in the top 100 coming in at 100. Christian Brown making his debut in the top 100. 100 is where he comes in.
I put this in the chat. Do any of the teams have their entire starting 5 in the top 100?
Yes, there are.
Oh,
So yeah, unfortunately, Cleveland. I believe
Cleveland
there's
does?
like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
Boston
theirs
has
makes sense.
Boston has 6. Like there's a handful of teams
boy.
that have 6.
oh, doctor.
But,
Does anyone else have the number 1 player and the 100?
Nobody else does.
The Nuggets have bracketed these things. We are the bookends.
Yeah.
We're the
1
best.
and 100.
The word. I think this is like pretty big for Christian Brown to be in
Yeah.
the conversation. Like his name
He's
is
officially in the
Yeah,
conversation.
he's there, finally there. And he's put in the work for it. And I think he's going to be a player that just continues to rise because this is his first time, but also they're probably not paying attention to like what he's truly been doing because
he's way better
been
than
playing
MPJ this
really
season.
well. But I really do think that it's like okay, keep on earning it, and we're gonna reward you when that time comes.
I don't know if you guys have been following Podcast P lately, but he had a major announcement yesterday.
Yeah,
that
I
was
was
crushing. I
until
know
very recently.
So he's had a phenomenal year podcasting. He's had a phenomenal year.
The worst part is he's actually crushing us at podcasting.
He's crushing us. He's way better than us at podcasting. Slightly better than us at basketball, though not firmly. And he came out after much criticism for how many, there was the meme. He's done more podcast episodes than wins, this or that. He came out and said, to help the team focus on winning a championship this season, he is going to give up podcasting.
I mean,
First of all, man, kudos to him.
if you want to understand what the effect of cyberbullying is.
This is it.
This is the physical effect of cyberbullying. If you play in Philadelphia and the team is in absolute shambles and you don't appear to care, that's the one thing we've learned about, or that I specifically have learned about Philadelphia. If you show weakness to them, they will never forgive you.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh, what did they say? Donovan McNabb, one time he cried on the sideline.
They're out forever.
They hate him.
Out forever.
Yeah, crushing loss, and he was like, this guy. What this
So
loser.
he showed weakness. Like he went to, when the team was in the All-Star break, he went to Mexico or something, and there were photos that propped up, and the city of Philadelphia was not happy.
He's not supposed to go to Mexico for the All-Star break?
Not when the team is doing that badly.
Really?
He's not supposed to show joy or happiness of any kind.
Photosynthesis P?
They're crazy. With this, one, he looks so sad that he had to give this up.
Yeah, because he's being
it was so
cyberbullied
sad.
out of
Like
it.
a lot of people have been saying the same thing about I thought this was Centel. I thought this was It was a video. It was recorded of him coming out and saying that he did.
All formal, I'm going to be putting my podcast aside.
Yeah. That was
pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was good. That was good. But you could tell that was pre-written. Like the team, we were like, all right, it's like the president being prepped before he has to give a big speech.
But I just want to know, Dev, the Nuggets are in a championship push. We got to lock in. What are you willing to give up?
Yeah,
So you can help lock in on this show for the rest of the year.
How about your day job so you actually can be on the show every day?
This is tough. There's gonna have to be some conversations with some higher ups. I'll probably give up cigarettes or something.
Really?
Wow,
Okay. You're not
wow.
gonna smoke your
I
cigarette.
don't think I've ever
He's
seen-
always smoking a cigarette.
I don't think I've seen Dev in the same room as a cigarette before. That's big of you, though.
I really don't know what I would give up for that.
There's nothing you would give up for the Nuggets to lock in and help the show win a championship?
What about picking winners?
Don't give that
No,
up.
I can't do
Don't
that.
give
Man, there's so many people that are waiting for this. We have a huge segment.
How many people were waiting for the podcast P episode? Quite a few, I would imagine.
Probably, you go first.
Yeah,
and I'll think
do you
about
have
it.
anything
Yeah, dude.
that you'll
Think
give
about
up?
All right, I'll give up. Every time I go to Serbia, I drink Orangina the entire time.
Really? Oh,
I probably
you
put
do
on.
love it.
I probably put on 15 pounds of Orangina weight last time I went. I'll give up Orangina.
Oh, that was very big of you. That was very big of you.
I'll give up Coke Zero. Just kidding. No, I won't. I'll give up
Yeah, you can't give up Coke Zero.
Chick-fil-A. Just kidding. Whoo.
I'll give up bullying kale.
I'll double down on bullying,
No,
Kale.
No,
I
I
don't
gotta
think
give it up.
either
Kale.
one of you guys
Hey,
could give
Kale.
that up.
You know what I'll give
Kale.
up?
I don't think you could give that up if you tried.
Dude, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, shut up. I'm doing a bit of the show. Just
Stop being a stupid
Cut his
idiot.
mic.
You know what I'll give? You know what I'll give up? Vote. I'll just give him up. I don't care.
My favorite part about that, your response to that was bullying.
yeah.
That's the joke, Kale. That's the joke.
Deb, you got one? You
Yeah, I'll
want to
probably give up McDonald's or Popeyes, man.
yeah,
Well, wait, first off, which one? Which one?
We gotta choose one. We're gonna flip a coin. Popeyes on Tuesday. That's what it'll be. I'll give up Popeyes on Tuesday.
Dang! Fine, dude.
Gotta get a win, man.
Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older. Physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Enough giving things up. Let's make some money.
I know. Let's bring things in,
Yeah,
dude.
this brings in some money. The Nuggets come. I probably wouldn't give that up. The Nuggets come into this game as 3.5-point favorites.
Woo!
I don't know which Nuggets team we're getting, so I'm not gonna put that on.
We're getting the favorites, brother.
Not gonna do it.
Brother.
People
But
being
I
Nuggets
am
favorites.
happy that we're favored. I'm not going there. What I am gonna go is under 241.5.
Dang.
It's 2 minutes. That's a lot of score. That is a lot of score.
Nuggets are one of those teams in the game, though.
They have been putting up buckets lately. I just think that this is going to be one of those slow it down one-on-one type of match. I think that we're going to see a lot of ISO from both teams, where you are going to be seeing some misses and things like that, or trying to read what's happening. So I don't expect a lot of scoring. At least to 240. It'll probably stop at 235 or something like that.
You'll be
It'll
sweating
be a
this
lot
one.
of scoring, of course, because the Nuggets can't stop anything and the Bucks can't stop anything. But I don't think 240 is what they'll get to. So I'm going to go under 241.5. On the Bucks side of things, I'm going to go over with Brook Lopez 3-pointers.
What?
Over
Splash
1.5. He stays on that perimeter. He wants to
Bro,
shoot
they
the
lost
ball.
a game the other day because he took a 40-footer in the clutch when he had no. I didn't know what he was doing.
That's all he wants to do is shoot the three. He doesn't go inside.
Crazy,
he doesn't
man.
dunk. He shoots the three ball.
What are we talking about? Who? Victor Wembanyama? What are we talking about?
Same thing. Same
okay.
thing. This is Brook Lopez.
Oh,
I'm gonna go over Giannis 5.5 assists. He's been passing a little bit more. He has the ball in his hands a lot. He's also on a minutes restriction. I read.
Yeah.
I just
His
feel
ankle.
like they're gonna have him like not doing too much dunking and things like. If he's not dunking, then what is he doing? I think it's gonna be the assist. I'm gonna go over 5.5 assists, which he's a lot better passer as of late. A lot of people don't talk about how he's worked on that part of his game. On the Nuggets side of things, let's start where we always start. Michael Porter Jr. over 2.5 3-pointers. In a game where I think a lot of players are going to shoot threes, Michael Porter Jr. has to add himself to the
Are we
mix.
just gonna keep writing this?
I know, dude. It's
Yes.
like we're like cosmically begging him
We
to hit
don't
shots.
really miss on this a lot. It's just when we miss, you remember it. But he makes 3-pointers.
Dev, I'm doing it.
He's going to make it. He's
Hey,
going to make
I'm
over
doing it.
2.5
Okay.
3-pointers.
Listen,
so,
okay.
put that in there.
Okay.
I'm going to go over 6.5 rebounds for Michael Porter Jr. as well. He's boarding heavy right now, and if Jokic is on the perimeter trying to stop the three ball,
There's boards to be had.
There's more boards for other people to get involved. So I like him to grab rebounds. Also like Christian Brown to grab over 4.5 rebounds. There's going to be some long balls that he has to go after. So like make sure you grab a couple of those rebounds. So I just think that's another one. I like Aaron Gordon over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Okay.
It's too low for him right now, and he's doing everything. He's scoring right now, which makes this a little bit easier for me. Aaron Gordon is looking strong, looking spry, looking like he wants to dunk and uses his force. You can do that against the Bucks.
Okay.
You get the Kyle Kuzma matchup, go score on him.
I get the
he will.
Giannis matchup, but yeah, okay.
He ain't getting the Giannis. I'm saying that Giannis is not going to guard him.
Oh, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
So I think that Aaron Gordon will get it. I like Jokic over 9.5 assists. And if we're going with Jokic over 9.5 assists,
Uh-oh, are we doing it?
it's a triple W night.
Trippy Dubby.
Double. It's also one of my legs on this one. I think that he's gonna get a triple double. He had like 19 assists, a career high last game.
Yeah.
It's a
I remember
241
was
over
dope.
under. There's
That's
going to be
sick.
a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists to be had, and I think Jokic just continues that. So I like both the 9.5 assists, which means a triple double. I like over 2.5 stocks for our defensive bet. Last game he had 3 steals and a block. They have it at 2.5 stocks that combined with plus money. Just go and get your money. I like it. And for our lock, I'm going Jamal over 20.5
Man,
points.
Jamal's our lock these
He
days?
is our lock. He's our lock.
It moved up to 21.5.
I still like it at the lock.
He's been scoring, brother.
He's been scoring. In the last game, he was scoring, and like all of a sudden, he just stopped trying to score.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the same when you have Damian Lillard. I think that that's going to be a matchup that he's going to try to get himself going, and Lillard's going to try to go back at him. So this will be a mano-a-mano type of game where Jamal's going to score on Lillard. Lillard is not the best defender, but he is going to make sure that you work hard, and I think that Jamal gets up for those type of games.
Can I give you a wild and reckless bet that you don't have to take unless you really want to?
Let's do it.
Zeke Naji, 0.5 threes, plus
Oh.
190.
I would get that. I would
Got to
take
be
that.
maybe guarded by Giannis. We got you. We need you in the corner. You're going to have to hit a 3.
I like talk myself.
0.5, you get plus 190 value.
That's not bad. That's not
You
bad.
like it?
I like it, man. I'm in.
All right.
I talked myself out of a Zeke rebound bet the other day, and it would have hit. I was, I've just been bit 5,000 times in a row with him, and now I'm 5,001 shy.
This time.
Yeah.
This one's on TNT, which is always great. We also got, a really fun one, man. Nuggets versus the Bucks. We got any super chat, Scale?
Couple of them. Who's reading?
Oh, yeah. Greek Freak, 18-7-11 versus Joker, 26-11-14. All the Nuggets are good. That's Cedric Exquisite. And then no, it's shut up and take my money.
Somebody
No Eric,
different,
no
yep.
Dev, no
Yeah.
Adam, no Kale, no Wind. Vote.
That's it.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to go down to the DNVR Bar, the best Nuggets bar in the entire land. We're going to watch this one.
boy. I
Hit
can't
that
even
like button
wait.
on the way out. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
We all silly like the mayor.